Hello and welcome back. Sean here, Mountains Garage. On a beautiful Thursday afternoon, up until a few minutes ago, when it looked like we were going to get a thunder shower. So I did some videoing outside before it rained, and sometimes when you're holding the phone, you get you can hear your hand moving the phone around. I was trying to do some good videoing. It did not come out very well, but I'm going to leave it in there because that's what I do. So my apologies for the poor video quality, but the subject matter was the new, to me, belly mower that I just put on my TYM T224 tractor that I bought about a month ago. I shot a video or two when I got the tractor and explained how my grasshopper zero turn Kubota diesel 6-foot deck, I used that for 15 or more years, and the deck gearbox let go, and it was time for something different. So I thought it'd be nice to have a subcompact tractor. I have a 60 horse TYM or Mahindra 6010. I use that for snow removal, but if I was mowing a giant field, acres of field, it would be fine. I could put a big mower on the back, but my lawn is broken up into small sections, and even this setup was kind of cumbersome on the subcompact tractor. But not knowing any better, I've never had a rear mounted mower. I knew I wanted something mower-wise that I could just hook something else on, because when the mower deck broke on the grasshopper, I was stuck. There was not a lot of parts available because it's old, and I'd yet to find a deck gearbox. I just wanted something I could just throw the whole thing away and get something else. So, and it's kind of played out since I got the tractor. I've been using a small woods mower, because this Landry 60-inch finish mower, Landy, L-A-N-D-Y, Landy attachments, when I got it, the shields were all on it. You couldn't see the belts. It was all brand new, never mowed anything, and inside the first hour, it threw the belts off and destroyed one of the belts and bent the front pulley. I don't know what happened first. Again, it was brand new. I could see the belts were tight. I couldn't, grabbing the blades underneath when it was up on the 3-point, you couldn't make the belt slip, so the blades slipped. So I knew things were tight, or at least I thought. I'm not sure if I pulled the shields off, I would have seen anything wrong, because nothing really looks wrong. But all I know is the belts came off and made a big mess. So I have sourced a pulley. I have sourced new belts. I cannot pronounce the country that the belts came from. I actually bought the same belts that were on there. So I want to put it back the way it was. I want to test it, and now I probably want to sell it. I was unsure about the belly mower, and what finally sold me on it was I drove by my friend's house about a mile away. He was out there on his Kubota BX. He has a big yard, and it looked like a golf course. It was beautiful. And he's out there with his little BX with a belly mower. I'm like, I'm not getting the same results first from this or the woods. I'm not getting the nice lines like I used to get. It's really long because I got the loader still on. I could take the loader off the tractor, but I don't want to. And dragging this around, it's hard to judge where you are around obstacles, so I'm not getting close to things like I used to when I could see the mower deck. Now I can look down, it's by my left foot. It used to be out in front of me. I mean, the zero turn with the front mount deck is the hot setup, but I wanted a tractor, subcompact, for other reasons, to use my 3-point attachments. I have a backhoe on the big tractor. I can take it off and put the 3-point arms back on, but I don't want to most of the time. So I was going to get by with this and learn how. I was getting better with it. I learned to just change the way I mowed the lawn and try to do things just long and straight. It means doing the whole lawn, the different lawns all at once, kind of circling the house and moving out instead of just doing an area at a time. So The reason why I didn't start with a belly mower, I went to buy the tractor in person. In their used inventory, they said they had the MM54 TYM mower. It would have been red, and that's the model number, MM54. And I got there, and they couldn't find it. It was supposed to be used, but like new. They had a picture of it. Nobody could find it. So I didn't leave with a mower deck, but I bought the tractor. At the time, the salesman said they had a Branson mower, but it wouldn't fit. So that being what it may, I messed with this stuff for a couple weeks. I'd already broken this one. Frustrated, I'm back on the website of the dealer that I bought the tractor from, and they're still showing the red MM54, and they're also showing the Branson BM54S. So I started my research. I called up the salesman at the attachment place, and he confirmed that he just sold the red mower within the last couple days. This is a month after I bought my tractor. It was there the whole time. Whatever, that one's gone. I'd already done my research at this point on the Branson website and found their manual, and the Branson tractor is a T224. And when you finally find the piece of paper, it happened to be not in the TYM manual, but in the Branson manual, it said it fit the Branson tractor and the TYM T224. And I had already studied all the pictures, and they're right, it fits. So last Saturday I went to get it. It's about an hour ride. I got there Saturday morning, and the gentleman greeted me, just joking around. He says, "Hey, we accept offers on anything on Saturday mornings." Whether he was serious or not, I took that to heart. He took me in the golf cart over to see the pallet where the used Branson mower was brand new. It didn't ever have oil in it. It's never had grease on anything. It's not very old, and every piece was there almost. I, at this point, had gone through the manual, and I went in armed with knowledge, which is important, and I offered $700 less than the tag on it, and they loaded it in my Suburban on the pallet. It was probably shipped on. I brought it home. The only thing wrong with it is the PTO shaft never had been greased, and it was stuck. It wouldn't move. So I tried freeing it up with WD-40 and a little bit of heat. While it was attached to the gearbox, I let it sit overnight because it started raining on me. And I brought it inside the next day, put it in the vise. I took it off the mower, so just the PTO shaft, got it freed up, cleaned up, lubed up, and installed the whole mess on the tractor. I had actually watched a training video from TYM as to how to drive over deck. Well, when the mower deck is on wheels sitting on pavement, it won't stay still. I knew I had to be in four-wheel drive, low gear, low range, but I was chasing the mower deck across the yard, so I just used the bucket, picked the front wheels up and just rolled it underneath and set it back down. And I had the quick pins in the back were already on the tractor, so I hooked those up. And then I messed with the front linkage because the bolts were there but loose, and figured out the length for that because that little small tubular piece, the hook was already on the front of the tractor. I don't know if it's supposed to be there or not, but I knew my tractor had that from watching in the video and looking at the service manual. You literally hook into that long bar, you flip it up in, a couple more hooks, and it latches over, it cams over, it almost stays by itself. And again, in factory form, there'd be a spring-loaded hook. You pull over and put it in there, but that thing's going to rattle like hell probably. And I like the experience. Now I've got a 1/2-inch bolt in it, and a nut. It only takes a second with a cordless 3/8 ratchet to tighten it up. I'm not going to take the mower deck on and off that many times. Maybe on in the spring, off in the fall, and it should not be an issue. Or I can make a little spring-loaded thing or buy it. The only thing technically missing, and I get a kick out of this, is the plastic chute on the right. So now I'm back to right-hand discharge, which is what I'm used to. So I can see the side of the mower deck. I can put it near things. I'm spitting grass that way, the way I've mowed most of my life. The plastic shield was there, but not attached. Brand new, still in a package. And in TYM bags was the long rod that you slide through the, deflector chute. And the cotter pin was in a TYM bag. But the rod, they drilled a hole in one end of the shaft with a cotter pin, and then they welded the washer on that end and coated the thing, cadmium plated. A mistake at the factory, so I had to drill my own hole on the other end, no big deal, but the spring is missing. So I already had the manual on my phone, looked up the part number for the spring that just keeps the chute down. It stays down by itself. I've already mowed, it doesn't jump around, but I want to put a spring on it, so I was going to buy the factory one. $78 plus shipping for a spring that should be $5 or $6 and is anywhere else. I mean, I'm just going to find a spring that has 2 arms sticking off it and about a 1/2 inch ID and put it on there. Again, it's probably never even going to flip up. It's tight enough now it doesn't even move. So that was easy. And then there's a metal shield. When I put the mower on the 3-point, there was a plastic 2-bolt shield over the actual splines for the PTO on the rear. Underneath, they give you a nice metal one, 1 bolt, 1 10mm headed bolt. But the mower deck's already under the middle. The tractor's sitting on the ground. It's pretty narrow between the rear wheels, but I backed it up on the, remember those plastic ramps I was showing you, loading vehicles into the storage containers? Well, they were still sitting out on the ground, so I backed the tractor up onto those, mower deck and all. And I was able to get my head in there and unbolt the metal cap and attach the drive shaft. Excuse me. And then it was almost dark, and I said, I want to mow the lawn. And I did. I finished with the headlights on, and what a nice mowing experience. The deck has high vacuum. It is sucking dirt out of my driveway and blowing it over. Sometimes you get grass clippings on the driveway. Even my grasshopper was so sloppy that it would not pull a vacuum. This thing sucks and blows everything everywhere. So it actually made dust when you mow. It was kind of a pain, but I'll get used to it. And what a great mowing experience. So I am completely happy now. And without dragging that thing around behind me, I took the woods mower off the back before I started mowing, before I backed it up on the ramps. And almost got in a little bit of trouble because that woods mower probably weighs 300 or 400 pounds. And now I was without a counterweight on the back, and I mow one side hill and it started to tip up. I was already leaning off the seat like a, sailboat, like you're driving a sailboat, sailing a sailboat. And I caught it with the bucket, set the bucket on the ground, pushed myself back down and got out of that scrape. But I need to build next a counterweight. So I'll do that and put that on while I'm mowing and lifting stuff with the forks. The tractor itself is a horse. It'll pick up anything I've tried to pick up so far. And, but I don't have any counterweight, so we'll handle that. But I got subcompact life is fun. When I bought the big tractor, I actually found a pretty big snowblower. I had to put some shields on it to pull the snow in. I retrofitted on my big tractor, but I missed having the weight of the backhoe most of the time while I was plowing. And I only used it a couple times, the blower. I wasn't super impressed with it. I'm spoiled with the big tractor. I do everything, at most 1,800, PTO is 3,000. And it just seems odd. The small tractor, I run it right at PTO RPM. And that's where it's made to run. Probably better for the engine. But the big tractor just felt really strange to have it at 3,000 all the time when I was running the blower. And I ended up selling it. But while I had the big tractor, all I could find is small snow blowers and such, and mowers. And now I got a subcompact, all I find is big stuff. But it's going to work out. So that's my story. Sorry I didn't do a nicer video. And now the sun's back out, so I guess I could start over, but I'm already done. So I'll catch you in a couple days. We got hopefully some more exciting stuff happening. There's all kinds of stuff happening. Almost none of it worth even talking about, but it's all exciting. To me, anyway. Have a nice night. Wherever you are, I hope you're having a great day. Take her easy. Here's my T224 TYM tractor with the Branson
BM54S mower. The quick connect pins there were already on the tractor. The PTO shaft that you probably can't see, I had to take the cover off the rear differential where the PTO shaft sticks out. The linkage underneath with the 2 bolts right there hooks into the front of the mower and it just sits in the grooves. I had to adjust the length, and then the inner piece with the handle right there, my finger, connects into that linkage going back, and it flips up and locks in. And in factory form, there'd be a 1/2 inch U-shaped spring-loaded device that would just pop into the small piece when you latch it up there. But there's also a nice 1/2 inch hole on either side. I currently have a bolt in it, and I'll probably leave it like that because it doesn't rattle. If I just had a pin in there, it'd be one more thing to rattle while you're mowing. And currently, it's nice and quiet. View from this side. The factory knob sets the cutting depth. It is a nice mowing experience. I had been using this old unit finish mower in the interim, and I'm going to keep this, modify it by putting front wheels on it. So when you lower the 3-point, your height is already set and it's not scalping on the front. Right now you set the height with the 3-point height control and it drifts down eventually, or things change. And I think if it had 4 wheels on it, it would just be a better experience. But it works pretty good, and it got me by to this point in the summertime.